Alright, so our mate here asked to see the other Ash builds, and I decided to make a video talking about all of them and giving some examples, but I will have timestamps to better suit everyone's needs. So, have actually two Ashes, one is for melee and the other one is for ranged. The vast majority of my builds is towards level cap, but there's always some that are not. This is my standard build for going to level cap with a melee weapon. Rising Storm, of course, out of all of the mods that are here, like Rolling Guard helps me stay alive. Gladiator mods for the combo chance, getting the critical chance with getting getting the critical chance with the combo counter, so that is pretty good. Rolling Guard helps you stay alive quite a lot. Rising Storm, it's more 10 seconds plus on the duration for your combo counter, which is pretty good. As for helmets, I usually go Roar. Roar works pretty much as a Bane mod, so it's 30%, but still helps increase the damage quite a lot. And I also use Arcane Strikes, so I have an extra mod slot on my melee weapon, pretty much. Same thing, but for Expedite Suffering, this build works for those weapons that deal like some crazy procs. Like you can use Expedite Suffering to deliver a high damage, pretty much. It's gonna it can just wreck stuff. It's just able to wreck stuff, especially if you have like more status duration. Things get much more crazy, and that's what I use. I've used this build the first time on the level cap with the Nikana, Zonikana against the Lua, the Corpus. This one, Sickening Pulse, used this against the Infested, Zonikana, and also with the Rumblejack against the level cap. Nothing really changes too much. It's more the attack, the Sickening Pulse, the ability. This build, I don't even know. Yeah. I think this one is completely broken at the moment, but this used to be a build for stripping armor, and I was trying to put Xata into the stuff. But the thing is, most of the times I've dropped the use of Seeking Shuriken because it's much easier to just use Yunairu. Use Yunairu, you're gonna be using your Magus Lockdown anyway, so just after you use your Magus Lockdown, give it that sling, just press 2, go back to your Warframe, permanent armor strip. Don't have to worry about using Seeking Shuriken and having a timer on your armor removal, or getting nullified after a couple of seconds, or even a energy drain, which can actually ruin your run. This combat discipline, this is probably for a weapon. This also might be a forgotten build. I think this was like, when I made this build, I saw that I would need 2 hashes, and so I kind of dropped this one. But because you usually run combat discipline with not with melee weapons, you can, but it's not as easy to see that. So yeah, this is very likely to be a like a leftover build. This one is for Bladestorm, or used to be for Bladestorm, as you can see. BS Bladestorm. Another dropped build. Yeah, I used to have a build for Bladestorm with Silence from Banshee, and would hit like pretty damn hard any enemy, but not demos, so I dropped it. Let's go to the other Ash. This is the ranged one. Standard build to use with ranged weapons, pretty much. This one, same thing, but with Eclipse instead of Roar. This one, also same thing, but with Xata's Whisper. But I tried to go with Combat Discipline. Was a work in progress build. Don't know, don't even know what I'll have to do here, but yeah. This was a build to use Combat Discipline, Xata's Whisper. Some weapons are very tricky that you really need Combat Discipline with Arcane Avenger, just so you keep that 45% crit chance all the time up so you can make the weapon work. This might have been what I was using for my Sporotrix build. I was trying it, but it was like too conditioned that I kind of gave up on it, but I'm gonna touch it again probably soon. This is another one with Xata, slightly more power strength, but this one uses Energy Siphon. This is a build, one of the builds I run the most when I have to use Xata's Whisper with Ashe, because you're actually gonna be casting more if you need to keep an ability like Xata's Whisper up. So that's why I went with Energy Siphon. That's the big difference. And most of the times, having Energy Siphon and Arcane Energize, I don't have any energy problems. This is a marked for death build that I've made at some point that I don't even remember when, but it does work nice. Let me see, I have a proper weapon for this, but I don't remember which one it is. It might be a Zaw. Might be this one. Nope. I do have a weapon built for this. Just have to find it. Might be this one. Let's see. Yeah. I think that might be the weapon. Can even do a little bit better. Yeah, using Mark for Death is kind of tricky because you could see it the first time that I've managed to get the slash procs on everyone, but if the damage, the hell, I thought the rapiers had like guaranteed slash procs on the finisher, but yeah, they might have, but sometimes the damage is just so high that you're not even able to trigger the slash proc. Yeah, this time it worked. Yeah, it's like a super deadly slash proc. Yeah. I don't use it a lot. Would like to use it more. But again, that's the same problem with the Blade Storm build. Demolishers don't get... can't get finished, so there's not a... It's no big deal against Demolishers. I mean, I could try to use Marked for Death with a target close to the Demolisher, but I don't know if that would work. Might just be a waste of time, but it's another thing, one of those things that I'll have to try just to see if it is possible. And the last build that I have is Sickening Pulse. This is a build for... It's pretty much the melee build that I had there for Sickening Pulse, but this one uses Combat Discipline, Arcane Avenger. And of course, I almost, for every weapon that I'm running, I might have to adapt the build a little bit, but yeah. This is for a weapon that can deal like big chunks of damage, and then just you're gonna use Sickening Pulse to multiply those procs and get some really scary procs and get everyone killed. Yeah, but this is the standard one. These are my builds, and So yeah, these are my Ash builds. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope, and hope you consider trying one. If you do, leave it in the comments which one are you gonna use. Leave it a like and consider subscribing.